You're listening to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast, the only show 100% dedicated to supporting women in all areas of the pet industry. Today, I'm excited to talk with you about my favorite topic, email marketing. I know I've covered this many times on the podcast before, but I want to share with you some real numbers from my actual ConvertKit account. That's the system I use for my email marketing. And I want to tell you exactly how I have achieved an average 48% open rate on my emails. If you're not into email marketing, you might not know that 48% open rate is really impressive, if I do say so myself, and I'm very proud of that fact. A lot of people struggle to hit 20%, but 20% is still really good compared to the kind of reach that a lot of us are seeing on social media these days. So no matter where you are in your email marketing journey or whatever your open rate is, I hope that this episode will encourage you to keep working on it. I don't want it to be discouraging at all. I have worked really hard to get my open rate to where it is now, and just my general engagement, the level of replies that I get, my click-through rate on my emails, and also how my list continues to grow on a daily basis. It's all been a lot of work for many, many years, and there's no such thing as an overnight success. Anyone who tells you that you can be an overnight success at anything is a snake oil salesman. And that's not what we're about here. I want to tell you exactly how I have done things and how you can learn from my successes and also learn from my mistakes to hopefully save you some time. So in this episode, I am going to talk to you about the rising importance of email marketing. I know it sounds like something that is almost dated at this point because there are so many new social networks all the time, and who wants to just do emails? That's so old school. But now I think it's more important than ever. I'll also talk to you about how to get people on your email list in the first place, including some success stories from 3 of my Wear, Wag, Repeat Society members. Then I will tell you exactly how I built up to a 48% open rate on my emails. This is from hovering around 30%, maybe like just barely hitting 30% 18 months ago. So in 18 months, I've had quite the improvement to my email engagement. Then finally, I want to share with you an exclusive deal that I have that I want you to know about. I don't want this to sound salesy. I kind of almost bit my tongue when I said that, but I do have a really awesome exclusive deal that you cannot find publicly out on the internet. This is a private sale that I got special access to share with you to help you with your email journey. So I hope that piques your interest. Let's dive into the episode, and then I'll tell you about that deal a little bit later. So starting off, I want to talk to you a little bit about how social media has changed so much in the past few years and why I think email marketing is something that we should all be prioritizing. So with email marketing, I know that every email I send out is going to get somewhere between a 40 and 50% open rate. Every single email that I send gets between 40 to 50% opens. And that number might not even be as high as it is in reality just because of the email systems that some people use. Sometimes the data doesn't track the opens because your email is just already open or something, like people can preview it without opening it in their email. So that number might even be higher in reality. And compare that to social media. So I love Instagram. I still love it, guys. I've built so much of my business through Instagram, so I'm very thankful for that. However, I have 40,000 followers, give or take, on Instagram. And this week I posted a couple different reels. One reel has 4,000 views. Another reel had 600 views. So let's just say 400 just for the sake of math, because I'm not a mathematician, y'all. So roughly 400 and 4,000 out of 40,000 followers. That's between a 1% and 10% reach. I don't know about you. I ain't no mathematician, but my email list is getting between a 40 to 50%. I'm pretty sure that's better. I'm really not trying to sell you on email marketing. I'm just trying to convince you that your time growing your business might be better spent on email marketing than social media. I wasn't planning on sharing this with you in this episode, but just, to be very honest with you, I actually deleted my TikTok app. I didn't delete my account. I deleted the TikTok app from my phone last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I can't even remember because I felt like it was such a time suck and I couldn't see the direct ROI in my business. I post videos on there. Sometimes they get some engagement and some reaction. I do have 10,000 followers over there, but it doesn't seem to result in money in my pocket or business leads and opportunities. And so I am really focusing on the areas that are going to make more of an impact. Kind of stripping away the stuff that is a distraction and fun, and spending more of my time in my business during the day focusing on stuff that's actually going to move the needle and make me money so that then I can go have fun like in my actual life. Oh my gosh, imagine that. Having a life outside of work, it is possible. All I had to do was delete the TikTok app. Okay, I feel like I am just having a whole conversation with myself, which I'm having a lot of fun with, but let's get back on track for this episode. So I want to share with you a couple of examples from people in Wear, Wag, Repeat Society. I recently asked them in our private Facebook group if anyone could share a few email marketing wins that they've had recently so that I could illustrate to you how great email is. We work on email marketing in my membership group on an ongoing basis. We change the theme of the month every single month, so it's not always about email, but I feel like email is just like a consistent thread that runs through everything. We have a couple different meetups per month, and on our hot seats call, which is always at the end of the month, I feel like someone's always talking about email marketing. And it's because they're getting great results. And I want to share what I know so that everyone can implement it and get great results themselves. So first off, I have a example from Louise Belmont. She's a co-owner of Red Pointy Dog Training. Check out Louise. She said that she created a new lead magnet for reactive dog parents of reactive dogs, I think, and grew her list by 25 new leads in just the first week of having it live. So that is so awesome. And Louise was sharing all of this in the Wear, Wag, Repeat Labs private Facebook group. We got to kind of see her lead magnet as she was working on it and her landing page that she created in ConvertKit to help gather these email leads, these email addresses of these pet parents who are all potential customers for her. So congratulations. I'm so excited for you. I also got a great example from Scarlett Rockwood, who runs Fur Social. Sorry, just stumbled over your name there, Scarlett. But she said that she offered an ebook as an option at a speaking engagement that she was at recently. So she had this like lead magnet freebie that she was offering an ebook when she was speaking at an event, and nearly every single attendee signed up to get that. There was about 50 people there, and she had almost 100% rate of people signing up for her lead magnet, which was this ebook. That is so amazing, Scarlett. I love it. And then Charlotte Lehman of Charlotte with Dogs, she shared with me that she's almost at 1,000 subscribers, and even just one email about dog sports photos will boost her sales. From her first dog sports event where she didn't collect any email addresses to the third event later this summer when she did gather emails, she doubled her profits per event. At her third event of the summer, where she did gather emails, she made over $4,000 from dog photography. That is so amazing, Charlotte. Congratulations. And it goes to show that all of these examples, you don't need to have a list of 20,000 people. Louise grew her list by 25 new people, Scarlett grew hers by 50, and then Charlotte spent the whole summer gathering about 1,000 subscribers. And so you don't need to have a massive, massive list to have really great results from your emails. So I hope that those stories inspired you. If you want to come hang out with us or ask questions and learn how these women are doing it, WearWag Repeat Society is a great place to do that. We all love to share what's working for us and what's not working for us to help us save time. And it's just a really great, wonderful, supportive community. I love this group that we've built over the years. We're coming up on 3 full years of WearWag Repeat Society, which is just mind-blowing. So one of the ways that I've grown my email list, and I was actually going to say grown WearWag Repeat Society too, is through emails that I have learned through Liz Wilcox. A friend of mine, Liz Wilcox, she has an amazing membership of her own. It's called the Liz Wilcox Email Marketing Membership. And I signed up for this a few years ago. I actually saw in the PS line of some other email that I subscribed to, it said, hey, PS, this email was written using a template from Liz Wilcox. Check out her membership here. It's only $9 a month. And I was like, who, what, where, what, huh? And $9 a month, you can't beat that. So I've been a member for over 2 years, and last year I re-upped myself to her annual pass or her yearly pass, which is really cool. Instead of discounting it, she keeps it the same price. So for $9 a month, you can join, or you can get the annual pass. It's $108 a year, which is $9 a month. But what she does is she does a value add. I love this strategy. If you learn anything from this episode for your Black Friday or for any sales in general, don't discount the stuff that you have put your blood, sweat, and tears into. Instead, do a value add. I absolutely love that, and Liz is just an absolute boss for doing this. So with her annual pass, it's still $9 a month, but you pay upfront $108, and you get access to every single workshop that she has created and that she will create for the next year. It's amazing. She keeps adding all kinds of new stuff. She is so smart and savvy when it comes to online marketing, not just email, but all kinds of stuff. So there are workshops on how to write a great welcome sequence, how to increase your open rates. Hello, I love that. How to host an online summit. And there's an entire Black Friday training that you get access to when you do the annual pass. Of course, you can buy all those things a la carte, but since I joined as an annual pass member, I get access to all of the things, so I'm a little bit spoiled by it, and I think I take it for granted that it's all in there because there's just so much value. But anyhow, this membership, like I said, it's only $9 a month, and I wouldn't really recommend that you sign up because it's $9 a month. Signing up for something or buying something just because it's inexpensive is not a great strategy. However, I would recommend that you sign up for this because it's an amazing value. You get so much out of it, and you will learn lifelong marketing skills. It's just a bonus that it's only $9 a month. So I was recently talking to one of my friends about this. She's not in the pet industry at all. She runs an online magazine, and she replied to one of my emails recently and said, oh my God, I love this email. I'm going to steal this for one that I'm going to send out soon. And I wrote back, I was like, oh my God, please steal it because I stole it from Liz Wilcox. I got access to this template in her membership. Have you heard of it? And she hadn't heard of it. And she was like, do you think it's worth it? And I thought about it. You know, she was like, has it actually changed your click-through rate or your open rate? Or she wanted to know like all these stats and figures. And so I had to think about that and look back at my numbers. And that's kind of what inspired me to do this episode, because I think that not just in my emails, but across the board. So for example, my podcast that you're listening to right now. When I first hired a editor to do my show to help me edit each episode years ago, I've had the show for like 5 years now. So maybe 4 years ago, I hired someone to edit it for me, and that helped me be consistent. And when I was consistently releasing episodes every single Wednesday, my downloads went up, my listens went up, my engagement went up. So the same thing for my email marketing. When I consistently email my list every single week, and for me, I have like segments of my list. So I'll email my pet pros one thing, and I'll email my pet parents another thing. Some things go to everyone. When I do it consistently every single week, that has really helped my open rate go up. But I know that I can't really do that on my own. I wasn't doing it on my own. When I signed up for Liz's membership, she releases a new email template every single Monday, and she sends it out to you at like 5 a.m. on Monday. So if you're a person who wants your email to go out on Monday, you could just hit the road running. I'm so bad at analogies, you guys. But you could just like take the bull by the horns. I don't know, grab the leash by the handle on Monday morning and get your email out. Personally, I email my list on Wednesdays and Thursdays, so I have some time. And I'll oftentimes go back in the archive and look for a different email just to shake it up, because she's grown this membership so much. There's a lot of people in there now. And I know that there's not a lot of people in there who are in the pet industry. So there's not too much overlap, but sometimes I go back in the archive just because I like to be different than everybody else. I can't help myself. So she has like years worth of archives. She's been writing these email templates every single Monday for a while now. Plus there's all kind of bonuses. There's more than every Monday, because there's all kind of bonuses and other templates and other things in there. So really, this is a roundabout way of just writing a love letter to Liz Wilcox and her email marketing membership. I think that the consistency of sending out my emails every single week and keeping them at a really high quality has helped with my open rate. I also mentioned earlier at the beginning of the show that I'm getting so many replies to my emails when I ask for them. And that's part of Liz's templates, is she'll tell you in this email, you should ask people to reply, or ask people to click on this thing to vote, or share with people some kind of insight into your industry so that they recognize that you're an expert in your niche. She'll really build in some kind of like psychology into the emails that I think a lot of us wouldn't think about doing if we were left to our own devices. I know I wouldn't. Back before I joined her membership, I would just email and say, hey, here's my new blog post that I wrote. But now I'm writing really interesting things that are funny and fun and sometimes personal. Last week, I had an email where I just shared something really cool that I found on the internet. It was a dog portrait artist who does these amazing pencil portraits of dogs' faces, and she builds into the fur like the people and their dog doing things together. It's incredible and amazing, and I was just like blown away by it. And so Liz was like, just share something with your list that they're going to think is really cool and get them to click on it, and it'll help your click rate. So before I knew Liz and before I was in this membership, I probably would have just put the picture in the email and people would have glanced at it and that would have been it. But instead, I put the link and I had people click through. Now, they didn't even click to my website. They clicked to this other person's website because I'm happy to share the love. So they clicked through to this other person's website and looked at it, and I had a 3.4% click rate, which is really, really good for me. Remember, I'm not e-commerce, so sometimes people who have e-commerce, maybe their click rate is, I don't know, I have no idea even, like over 10%, over 20%, who knows? But for me, over 3% was like a lot of clicks on something in my email. So I was really excited about that. And I've just learned so much from Liz. I know I could go on and on, but I want to tell you about this deal, this annual pass. So, since Liz is really cool and creative, she's doing something special this year where she gave all of her affiliate partners, of which I am one, special permission to share the annual pass early before Black Friday. So usually, if you were to go on Liz's website, even if you went on her website right now, you can't find the annual pass. It's only available in March for like a couple of days and then over Black Friday for a couple of days. But this year, she gave all of her affiliates special permission to share the annual pass starting now. So if you check the show notes for this episode, just look at the description on whatever podcast app you're listening to right now, or go to wearwagrepeat.com/podcast. I'm going to put in there a couple of links. One will be the link to sign up for the annual pass, which I highly recommend because you're still going to be just doing $9 a month, but you're going to get access to hundreds of dollars worth of her other workshops. The email welcome sequence one is so good. She also has in there, one of the bonuses is the actual email that she used when she launched her membership. And it's, "Can I have $9?" is the subject line of the email. And that's just really cool to kind of see behind the scenes of how she did this. She also brings on guest experts. She just has a bunch of amazing stuff. So you'll find that link. You'll also find the link to a freebie where she has a bunch of email swipe files. Those are email templates that you can grab and check out yourself before you sign up. So you can try before you buy if you want to. I'm going to put both of those links in the description for this episode and in the show notes at wearwagrepeat.com/podcast. It's a really great time for you to work on your emails, whether you do it through Liz with her templates. I think it's a no-brainer. You could batch out so many emails, make your life so much easier. I am all for taking the easy route. How easy can we make it? That's what I want to do. Now is a great time to work on this because a lot of people make the mistake of not really emailing their customers anything, and then all of a sudden, boom, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, New Year's, New Year, and they want to email all this stuff that they're excited about, but it's like barging into a restaurant and telling someone everything about your life. You didn't even give them a chance to say, "Hi, how are you?" You got to start now. You have to email your people now. Even if you have not been in touch with them for a while, now is the time when you want to say, "Hey, oh my gosh, that summer was a whirlwind. I can't believe I haven't emailed you all summer. And now we're already in the middle of October. Here's what's new in my world. Tell me what's new in your world." Send an email like that if you haven't been in touch with your list, and get them warmed up, because no matter what kind of business you have, you're going to have something that you can sell over the holiday season in the next couple of months. I want to make sure that you have a really successful end of the year. There's still so much time left in this year to reach your business goals, and I really want you to use email to help you get to them. Because like I said, let's not forget my example from the very beginning. My reels on Instagram this week had roughly 1% to 10% engagement based off my following number. My emails this week had between a 40 and a 50% engagement based off how many people are on my list. So I just think it's a no-brainer. You got to get on your emails. If you feel like it's not working for you, please reach out to me. If you want to get involved in Wear Wag Repeat Society, or just go ahead and join Liz's membership. She has kind of like office hours calls, I think every week maybe, or a couple times a month, and you can ask her questions. There's going to be hundreds of people on those calls though, so if you want kind of a more intimate setting, Wear Wag Repeat Society is also a great option. So 2 memberships to choose from. They're very complimentary, and you could actually join both of them, and it would still cost you less than what it costs to feed my dogs for the month. So I hope you enjoyed this solo episode. Of course, I will be back next Wednesday with another amazing interview with a woman in the pet industry. And I will be sharing with you maybe maybe next week I'll give you a sneak peek at some of my early Black Friday promos that I am doing. I have some great deals in store for you. I wanted to make sure to provide lots of value and give you the tools and the resources that you need to make your business a success for the end of the year. I really support you. I love everything that you're doing, even though you're thinking like, Tori, you don't know who's listening to this. I do. I look at the numbers. I know who's listening. I see you out there. And I know that you're working really, really hard. And I'm very proud of you. And I'm here to support you in any way that you need. Thank you so much for supporting me by listening to this podcast. If you love this episode, please share it with someone who needs email marketing help. Like I said, this deal on Liz Wilcox's annual pass, regular people, the public, cannot access this until Black Friday. So if you know of someone who this would help in their business, please share my link with them. It's in the description below, and that is how they can access the deal early. Okay, guys, have an amazing week, and thanks again for listening to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. If you have a second, you can also leave a review on the Apple Podcasts app and make sure that you subscribe in whatever your favorite podcast player is. See you next Wednesday.